Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something a little bit differently today. Formal is streaming right now. So we're going to go ahead and watch one of these things and break it down live as it's happening. So interesting about this, Chicago is playing LA Guerrillas. So this is the first time that we've really seen them. So with ACHES and Aqua and Saints, and for whatever reason, they just haven't really scrimmed all that much. I believe that they're all together in LA now. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up. But off the beginning here, you can see that Chicago has control of A, control of B, and what Envoy, what Dylan is doing on that right-hand side is they're trying to watch the green overextend. So what you don't want to have happen is you don't want them to overextend into A so that they could capture A and B and spawn trap you at C. So they're doing a really nice job of holding down that green OE and then just watching and slaying out mid-map and over towards the left side. At times, I will just kind of pause for a second just to hear what they're saying. Sometimes I just want to be able to pick up on what they're saying so I can understand what their strategy is. Hopefully it's loud enough in the background to where if I'm not talking, you can hear them also. If not, we'll go ahead and we'll make adjustments. But so right now, this is exactly how you want to play this map. This is also the problem that I feel you're going to have with Domination is that it's just kind of boring. There's not a lot of strategy involved. If you have the two dominant points on the map and you just push up into cuts and get kills, then that's kind of how you win these games. So this is where you'll see AR players a lot, is you'll see them back here kind of towards mid-map, watching over on the right side. So now that Formal went down, you can see as you spawn in and look at Arcides there, you can see that they're trying to push back towards A. So they're trying to flood back towards A. Now, in hopes of not giving up too much time, since they spawned at C, Chicago went and they captured C. I don't know if that's necessarily the play. At this point in time, you should be trying to protect A and B as much as you possibly can. The last thing you want to happen is for you to get spawn trapped at C on this map. So look at the little blue dots. I don't know if you picked up on it right there, but all of those blue dots were heading back towards A, trying to stop that cap. Formal got a nice two-piece at B. There is still somebody capturing B, but even so, you have the spawn and you have the map position that you want. So even if you give up B here, it's not the end of the world. Giving up B, so the enemy having B and C, is a lot better than you having B and C and then the spawn trap coming in and you being spawn trapped at C. So as long as you hold down that A spawn, that's what you're looking for here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to listen into what they're talking about for a second. I'll try to turn it up, see if you guys can hear them a little bit more than me also.
Right, hit through. They hit through.
Absolute, right?
You're right. One's mid crate. Mid, hitting our left door, left side, hitting you, hitting you.
Fuck.
Two day, guys.
Nada.
Another one.
Killed the other guy.
One C.
Spawning green, guys.
I'm gonna go, top green.
Top green.
Top green, jump down middle.
Green, top,
I'm in
green
through
dead.
All right, so there's a lot that happens in Domination at times. Sometimes it's just, so like when you're playing hardpoint, you can definitely tell what teams are trying to do. Sometimes things get so hectic and so frantic when you're playing Domination that sometimes it's hard to pick up exactly what's going on. But after all of that whirlwind, teams were flipping at A, teams were flipping at B, a couple people were dying for Chicago at B. After all of that, you can see that A and B are locked down. They're watching the green overextend, and they're just pushed up into cuts. So 91-39 with 2 minutes left in the first half. I don't know if this just isn't LA's map or what, but they are getting absolutely demolished. Envoy got 2 on B, and then he went down. Looks like they're probably going to lose B, but again, doesn't really hurt all that much. If you lose B, it is what it is. You just see, this is the thing. If you lose B, all you have to do is pick up a couple kills. Look at the kill feed. Well, somebody just snuck in behind him there, but they had 3 down and they just about captured B. The thing that I like about Domination in this game, however, is after you, so say you capture half of a flag and then you end up getting slayed out, I like the fact that your progress sticks. It makes it a little bit more advantageous to off of spawn push that flag again. If you can push that flag again, then you'll have a little bit of an easier time to capture. I don't know. It's just something that it kind of goes back and forth. Not all Call of Duty games are designed the same. Sometimes if you get killed on B, that's it. Sometimes if you're capturing B and you run off for a half a second, that will just so you run off before you capture it, that will delete all of your progress. And I don't know how good that is either. So I don't know. Different developers do different things. But at the moment, Chicago is in that spawn trap that you don't want to be in. Now, luckily, there's only 39 seconds left, so they should be able to get out of this. Right now, Formal's trying to slay anybody that's trying to watch those green overextend cuts. So, since there's only 28 seconds left, they're playing this probably a little bit differently than they would be playing it elsewise. So, 21 seconds left. Triple cap's never good, but again, it's not going to hurt them too much. All right, so remember, it was like 90 to 30, somewhere in that range, and now it's 123 to 85. So while it's definitely not the round that you want to have if you're LA, they were able to correct it a little bit. There were a couple times where Chicago was pushed back into that spawn trap, and they weren't really necessarily able to get out of it right away. So 40-point lead for Chicago. That's not bad considering the start. Probably should have been better, but it's not a huge deal. Let's see what happens as we start off this side. I'm going to go ahead. Let's just listen in. You can see real quick they're OEing immediately trying to get to A. They're not pushing resources towards B. They're pushing a couple, but they're trying to get this A flip immediately. Let's go ahead. Let's just listen to what they're talking about.
Nothing top cat.
I'm hopping in. Go to A?
Top cat.
Yeah, he went to A.
What?
Shit.
Wait,
Right
it's
back,
that. Another one.
Back to you.
Going A. Nice. There's spawning
Green,
pit.
green
Pit
spawn.
Bottom L,
One
yeah,
more
bottom
crossing,
L.
one more crossing. That's spawn green.
Nader in
Everyone
front,
crossing
Nader in
B.
front, he's looking
Trying
at his
to
back.
help you cross. Trying to help you
Trying
cross.
to trap you his pack.
One shot their door.
I spawned him.
Oh my god.
Bottom L,
Wow.
man.
One's
We're
up.
So, just real quick, that is an insane play from Formal. Not only was he able to push out that A spawn, but he was also able to kill two as they were trying to take it back. Now, this is if you're LA, you're in the same spot you were at before. Chicago went and they flipped. They have A and B control. They forced you to spawn and capture C, and now you're back in that death trap. Let's go ahead. I'll be quiet again. I'll let you listen in just for a few minutes.
Good. 4 clip and top L.
I
4 clip push to your right. You
spawned
push to your right. You push to your
Yeah.
right.
My bad.
Got
I should have
two.
died.
Oh, good.
Pat's at A.
I spawned A. M and 2.
Got him.
Nice. More green.
Push to
I'm
this
just hitting
side.
through B
Yeah.
here.
Got me
One on
top
C.
P2. Top P2.
Spawn green,
There's
spawn
two on
green,
it.
spawn green.
Fuck are they
Wait, only
spawning?
one on A. Only one on A. It's Pat.
Yeah, go to A. Go to A.
Got
They're
him.
all spawning green.
Job.
I'm holding green push. I'm holding green push through.
One more mid crate.
Hitting through. Yeah,
Yeah,
through.
he's
Cop car.
top top car.
Top car got me.
I got him.
I'll see you guys.
Hey, I don't see anything.
Get him middle.
Complete it.
We got him middle. Get in.
All right, so there for a second, LA got a split spawn. So Chicago had control of A and B, and then they also pushed out and they captured C. When that was happening, they got a split spawn. They didn't necessarily spawn on a flag. They were kind of spawning in that between that warehouse and A-Dom area. But man, they are just getting slayed out. Sometimes you can do everything right and you just get slayed out and it doesn't matter. In this instance, not only are they doing everything wrong, but they're also getting slayed out. I kind of feel a little bad for LA here. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention is that this is kind of the first scrims that we've seen from them. I don't know if it was based on location or what the deal was, but there was a time where they weren't scrimming, and I don't know if it's because everybody wasn't together or what, but they definitely have far less experience than everybody else, and Formal is just going off. This is what makes him one of the best in the game, is that if you can control where spawns are at, he does go down there, so they got to rush back, flood back towards A so that they don't give up that flip. But if you can have somebody that's an elite AR talent like Formal is, and he can just hold down spawns and hold down cuts and not let teams overextend in domination and stuff like that, figures. As soon as I'm hyping him up, he almost kills himself with a nade. But look at all these gun battles. A lot of times when you're watching pro scrims, these gun battles are not going 90% one way. They're going back and forth. They're winning a couple, losing a couple. So this is not something normal. Don't just think that, okay, you know, this is just what happens on a day-to-day basis. He's just slaying out right now. All of these 50-50 gun battles. That one that you just saw right there, he ended up winning. And so if you're like a coach, or if you have some sort of advice for an organization somewhere, this is exactly what you want to do if you're Chicago. It's exactly what you don't want to do if you're LA. You have to push through that green overextend to capture A and B, and then you have to kill whoever is back there holding down those spawns. In this instance, it's Formal. You never know if it's Crim 6 or Clayster if you're watching Dallas. It just depends on what team you're playing. But yeah, this is LA's just beating their heads against the wall, just trying to go towards B over and over again. It's not going to work out for you. Even if you do capture B, it's such a 50-50 gun battle trying to get back into B. It's just not worth it. I don't know what they're laughing at. I was trying to pick up on, I don't know if you could hear that in the background, but Chicago's laughing about something. I couldn't really understand what they were laughing at. But yeah, this game's essentially over. So with about 14 points left to go or so, 12 points now, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you guys like this sort of content, if you want to see me do it live, this would be a little bit easier just because I could put out more videos a day. So it might not be as scripted as my other videos are, but I could definitely put out more and I could cover more matches. So I don't know. We'll try this one. Let me know if you like it. But with that, we're going to end up going 250. Oh, I forgot. Man, I'm so used to playing public domination matches that I forgot that there's actually a timer on this. So there are 32 seconds left. I don't know what they're talking about either. I'm trying to pick up on what they're discussing. But either way, it's not going to make too much of a difference. So the only thing that these extra 30 seconds are going to do is they're going to make the score look even worse for LA because they still have this spawn trap back at C. So 10 seconds left. Now we can go ahead and wrap up the video. Let me know down in the comments below if you like this stuff, if you want to see more of this. Again, I could push out more content. It's not as scripted as some of the other stuff is, but I could put more out there. So a 270 to 147 domination victory for Chicago. Yikes. Not only... Let's see. I do want to watch. So this kill cam, it is what it is. I don't really care. But I do want to see what the final kill totals were. 43 and 26. Wow. Everybody else was kind of marginal, kind of average. But Formal dropping 43. If you have somebody in the back that's holding down spawns and they drop 43 kills, that's going to be tough to overcome. So if you like this sort of stuff, let me know down in the comments below. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I can't wait to do this sort of stuff when the CDL starts, so make sure you're around for that. Don't forget to leave a like before you head out on your way. And with that, thanks for checking in. I'll catch you in the next one. We'll see ya.